Hey everybody, back again with another watch video. Today we're going to be talking about a brand that a lot of people may not have heard of. It's called Gevril. Let's look at the two watches we're going to be taking a look at today. So these are two very interesting watches here. This on my right is the Gevril GV2 Hercules, and on my left we have the Gevril Girandolo. Both very interesting watches. Gevril is a brand that you can they have very high retail prices, but for some reason they just never sell at that price, I'm assuming, because they're all over eBay and secondary markets for like 80% off. So like I believe this one I paid around $350 for, maybe $300, and the Hercules I paid $200 for. And the retail, I just looked it up actually before, it was like $3,200, which is ridiculous for this watch. I don't know what would justify a price tag of $3,200. Now these are, most of the watches that I've seen from Gevril are supposedly limited editions. So they'll have numbers on the back, you can see in the bottom over there, 58 out of 500. Now if take a look, now the Hercules is technically a quartz movement. They call it an electromechanical movement, which was produced by ETA. So it takes a battery, but it runs mechanically. So you do have a nice tick there. Accuracy is so-so. It seems to run pretty slow, and I'm not sure how much really adjusting and fine-tuning you can actually do to an electromechanical movement. But supposedly they are on the rarer side. I have not seen many watches that take electromechanical movements, and I don't know if ETA is still making this movement or not, or I don't know. Maybe leave a comment if you know anything about the electromechanical movement by ETA. But I will say, for $200 you do get a lot of watch here. That is a justified price. It's 40 millimeter diameter. It does look pretty big, but I just measured it. It is 40 millimeters. It just looks a lot bigger, even though it's not. It is bulky. It's 14 millimeters thick, so that's probably why. You do get a nice signed crown. Nice accents that really accentuated the green on the loom dial over there with the red second hand. It is a pretty good $200 bargain for a nice conversation piece. The main conversation piece here would be, you know, mostly the electromechanical movement, which is very interesting. Let's try and get a nice shot of it. 5-meter water resistance, so I ain't taking this swimming at all. And for interestingly enough, it is a screw-down crown and only has 5-meter water resistance. So obviously, the screw-down crown is purely just for show. It probably has no valves, or I don't know exactly what makes the whole water resistance. But for a screw-down crown to only have 5-meter water resistance is, not that impressive. I'll be rotating bezel here. Moving on to the Girandolo. Now this is a more interesting watch. If you can see, there is no seconds hand. The seconds hand is this inner rotating disc that, for some reason, when I put my finger right here, you can get a better shot that it says GV2 on there. When I take my finger away, it goes away. But when I put my finger right there, you could actually see it. So that is there. That's just probably the camera and the lighting that you can see that on there. And then it has a squiggly white hand that goes to almost like a lens circle right there to represent the minutes, and then the inner white disc over here shows the hours. So right now it's covered, so let's take the crown out. can move this guy so you can see the next hour here. So if you can see now it's showing the 6. So as the minutes go ahead, the inner white dial spins to expose the hours of what it currently is. Very fun watch. Also a watch that gets a lot of looks, gets a lot of questions going. This does take an ETA movement. Nothing crazy with decoration. Also limited edition, as most Gevril watches seem to be for some reason. Nothing too crazy with the back. Again, this does not have a Barton strap. Another strap from Amazon though, Reach. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce that, but there it is. Very similar quality to Barton, but I just like the texture of that, and I thought it matched it well. But yeah, very interesting watch, much thinner, also 40mm diameter, closer to 10mm thick, 10-11 in between there. Wears really, just like your classic dress watch. I'm not a big dress watch person, but when I saw this on eBay, I was like, really cool watch. Have not seen a lot of them around. I've known about this specific Gevril watch, but have not really been able to find any. And I wasn't actively searching, to be honest, but I just happened to come across it. And I was like, you know what? I rarely see it. I just checked on eBay, couldn't find any. And, just a really nice looking watch, something different. Also, Science Crown. Let's put the two watches up next to each other again. Yeah, so this is one of those brands that, if you're you're gonna buy the watch because you like the way it looks. You're not gonna be buying a Gevril watch because you're looking at a value proposition in the future. It's such an investment piece. It's got so much brand recognition. You're buying the watch because you like it. You like the way it looks. And that's why I bought these two watches. No other reason than that. This one actually, maybe one might go up a tiny bit because I can't find too many of it. And I thought what I paid like $300 for it was a pretty good price compared to other ones that I've seen. It tends to go more towards $350, $400. So hey, maybe one day. But the Hercules, I highly doubt it. But it's just a fun watch. Didn't break the bank, and it's got some good looks for $200. Both of the watches have quick set. The Hercules obviously has quick set, day date, and the Garandolo has just quick date set. It's very small on the top over there, kind of hides. On the Hercules, much more obvious. Overall though, just very fun pieces, fun to wear, get looks. I will say that, just from looking at the two watches, even just looking at them right now, one thing that you could say about Gevril is that they do, try and pay a decent amount of attention to the details of the dial. So kind of like the pattern that the Hercules has over here, just in the background with these lines and the circles, very nicely done, very tastefully done, not overdone, but just enough to just grab the light and grab your eye a little bit more. Whereas the Garandolo, if we can get close up here, has a lot of different kind of patterns going on, a lot of different, stripes and solid bars around the minute, and then it goes back to this more kind of spaced out stripes over here, and then obviously the discs that, the seconds disc, which has obviously the GV2 on there and printed on there. So I will say the brand definitely does pay good attention to the dials. And obviously, love an exhibition case back. There's not too many things, in my opinion, that make a watch enthusiast happier than seeing the movement, really being able to appreciate it, even if it is an edit movement. It kind of lets you know that, You have a mechanical timepiece here. Not that there's anything wrong with quartz, obviously, because that other one is a quartz, even though it runs mechanically. But I tend to really stick towards mechanical watches. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed just a little conversation about a brand that, you know, maybe a lot of people don't know about. You've heard about it, and now you have a little better, perspective on the brand and kind of price ranges you could look for with looking at a couple of these watches, and things you could pay attention to when you're looking for a watch. All right, everybody, have a great day, and we'll see you soon.